millions of lights, miles of ribbon, thousands of Christmas trees, and enough holiday cheer to light up the Florida sky. What's up, everybody? I'm David Bromstad, and although it seems like the holidays are just getting started, they've been underway for almost a year here at the Walt Disney World Resort. So how'd they get from this to this? We're going behind the scenes to see this magical transformation, and you won't want to miss it. Welcome to Behind the Magic Disney Holidays. I am so excited to take you on a behind-the-scenes amazing holiday ride. Come with me and I'll show you how it all comes together. Think of it, 1,300 trees. That's like a forest. 15 miles of garland, that's a road trip. 150 semi-trucks. Can you imagine lining those up? That's beyond. 300,000 yards of ribbon, who does that? 1,300 trees, 8.5 million lights. That's unreal, insane, only Disney. The Walt Disney World Resort is made up of 4 theme parks and 24 resorts. And let me tell you, it truly may be the happiest and most decorated place on Earth. Each year, it takes an army of experts to turn everything, and I mean everything, into a magical wonderland. They work at night, behind the scenes, and undercover. While you're prepping the yard for Memorial Day or enjoying Labor Day at the beach, these experts have one thing on their mind: holidays. We are here at Disney's Holiday Services Warehouse, and this is where all the magic happens. It is 54,000 square feet of Christmas genius decoration. I'm here to meet Lisa, and she's going to show us around. We don't get to see this very often, so this is a real treat. One step inside this warehouse brings a shock of amazement. I mean, look at this space. You could plunk a football field in here and still have wiggle room. It all makes sense when you hear how many halls Holiday Services has to deck each year.
They are responsible for decorating for the holidays the Walt Disney World Company,
which includes Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, along with all Disney resorts and vacation clubs. That much real estate means a whole lot of holiday decor, and Lisa Brockenix knows where every last ornament will be hung. Oh, look at all the fun. Ooh, cupcakes. Tell me.
Holiday candies. Yeah, it could be the bakery at Magic Kingdom.
Nice. Where does this go?
Balconies. Spectacle of dancing lights.
Really?
Yes.
You're good. So where are you going to put a pickle?
Germany.
That's impressive because there's hundreds of thousands of ornaments, all meticulously organized. I know that Disney always likes to keep things fresh and fantastic. Do you guys reuse ornaments from year to year, or do you guys always have new ones come in?
We'll refresh them, and then we'll also do new. We're going to go to the right here.
Hold on. What is this? All trees and...
All trees and all garland. All these aisleways are designated areas for parks and resorts. Everything that has a bag on it is ready to go.
It's overwhelming. So, 1,300 trees, another 1,300 wreaths, 15 miles of garland, and 300,000 yards of ribbon.
This is our ribbon room.
Are you serious? Ribbon room. You have a room just for ribbon and lots of genius decorators to pull it all together.
This is where all the magic happens.
Where it all happens. Look at all the busybodies just working away. Look how fun. And this is where you get your hands dirty, the creativity just comes to life, and this is where I would want to be, in the air conditioning and being creative.
Yes.
Here at Disney, 25 full-time cast members live the holiday spirit 12 months a year.
These are going to Animal Kingdom.
That number quadruples when it's time to transform each and every property from Halloween to holiday decor.
We load 40 trailers. Those trailers are turned up to 150 times. And then we start installing on third shift.
Once the park closes and the guests have left, Lisa and her team of decorators spring into action, performing a Herculean kind of Disney magic, formerly reserved for Santa's elves.
Third shift for us, coming in at 10 p.m. until 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
And something all new to be on the lookout for this year, the biggest, brightest holiday Mickey on display. 25 pieces in all, this ginormous wreath has to be assembled on a semi before it's hoisted onto one of the very first hotels built at Walt Disney World.
It is going to be the largest wreath on property. It is a 25-foot Mickey silhouette face with 18-foot elliptical ears that are going to go on the exterior window facing the new Bay Lake Towers on the Contemporary Resort on the 4th floor.
What goes up has to come down. And after the new year, it'll take about 10 days to take everything apart, offload it at holiday services, and put it all away. Of course, by then, Disney decorators will be out shopping for next year's holiday decor.
Question. So I'm sure you have to get to a certain point where everything looks amazing. So what is that point here in the Magic Kingdom right now?
The armatures.
Armatures. What's an armature?
It's like a silhouette. It's a metal structure where we put decor. It'll have a wreath and a large lantern.
I mean, you got wreaths going on all of these things here, right? You know they're not directly centered, right?
Not yet.
Okay. Will
Not
they
yet.
be?
Yes, there's a strategic plan
What's
on
the
how
plan?
we
Because
center
it's kind of
them.
driving me crazy. I'm like, they're not centered. What's the
Well,
plan?
we line it up from the train station and from the castle.
Oh.
So there are our strategic points of where we make sure that all the candles are straight
Because
and the wreaths are together.
like the people who walk in here and all the fans are going to be like, why is that crooked? Right?
Exactly. No
Right?
crooked.
No crooked.
No
crooked here at
wreaths.
Disney.
Yes.
What about tonight?
Tonight is all of the overhead garlands.
Okay.
Those armatures, the exteriors of the building.
Okay.
Tomorrowland, finishing up the stages there. And that'll take most of the night tonight to finish this.
It should. That's a lot of work.
Get this. In only 9 short hours, imagine, while we're all sleeping, Magic Kingdom's Main Street and Town Square, including all interiors, are draped with layers of holiday finery, so that by morning, it's picture perfect for the thousands of guests who walk through the front entrance. Coming up, the Walt Disney World Resort has some of the biggest, grandest Christmas trees around.
65 feet. That's insane.
Where do these giants live the rest of the year? I'll show you. Plus, see how this year's holiday lights on Disney's iconic Cinderella Castle are nothing short of spectacular.
I never knew that you could make the castle look even prettier.
And later, an amazing lighting display that pretty much defies description. You just have to see it to believe it. Disney calls these huge trees icon trees, and many are over 35 feet tall. So big, in fact, that they must be stored in sections.
They're absolutely massive. How tall do these things get?
65?
65 feet. That's insane. And it's really smart that you work on it in sections. Can you imagine working on a 65-foot tree all put together?
Oh, no. We'd have to have a helicopter.
That would be dangerous, I think.
Yes.
Now, how many trees are you guys responsible for?
Approximately 1,300.
That's insane. That's a lot of trees. That's a lot of decorating. Do you get tired of it?
Never.
Love that. Good answer. And it all starts here. All the magic really starts in this building.
Yes.
It's no surprise that during the holidays, Disney goes crazy with Christmas trees. They're all artificial, and believe it or not, they start out like yours and mine.
If you look at the trees that you bought for your own home, there are 2 styles. There are hinge styles, and there are the ones that have the rings with all the little colored limbs. Well, here it's just Disney-sized.
Which can mean enormous, like this 20-footer.
This tree is for our new Kidani Village.
These cast members are attaching the limbs, which have already been decorated and lit, into the center pole. And although it looks easy, it's done meticulously so they're not damaged in any way.
The lifespan of those trees are 5 to 6 years.
And that's a big deal, since so much time and talent go into making each one look perfectly at home, wherever it's placed. And no matter where that may be, the tree's decor follows a particular theme, like Victorian in Magic Kingdom.
Who makes all these ornaments? I mean, obviously they're very custom.
Right.
Everything's custom to Disney.
It
Disney
is.
does everything custom.
It
I know you guys. So, who manufactures all these things? Look at this.
Some of the
It's like
talent within
bigger
Walt
than my
Disney.
head.
Actually, so can I tell you what this is?
Yeah.
It's a globe. It's a globe that goes over the tall lights that go down the highway.
Seriously.
Seriously. And we make the crown. And we paint the inside
Innovation,
and
you
put a
guys.
bulb inside.
Genius. 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 The biggest piece of popcorn I've ever seen. Now, do you guys have that made somewhere, or do you guys make it here?
One of our artisans, they sculpt and carve and make molds and make
I gotta check
600
this out.
pieces each.
Then they're painted and airbrushed to look natural, and drilled with a hole for easy stringing.
So here's some of the finished
Look
popcorn.
at this. This is so fun. Disney does everything, like, big, don't they? They have to. This is going on a 65-foot tree. It's gotta have some presents, right?
Custom, no off the shelf.
The strands are then hung on each section of the Magic Kingdom tree, starting with a 26-foot wide base.
I gotta see more. I mean,
So I'm going to show you more.
This is just the beginning, right?
So watch your head. We're going to go through this area.
I love this. I love this right here. Just underneath the Christmas tree reminds me of when I was a kid. Just like, I used to go under it and like hang out and just look at all the lights from under there. Brings back such good memories.
How did these gigantic tree sections get to their different holiday homes? Not very easily.
All of those large icon trees are moved out of the warehouse and loaded by crane on flatbed trailers.
And then during the middle of the night, this convoy of trucks makes the arduous journey to various drop-off points where each tree will be assembled on site.
They're cabled down and they adjust the cables to keep the trees straight. And then they go in and adjust the ornamentation and fluff up the branches.
And voila, pure, fabulous Christmas tree eye candy.
I gotta see more.
But not every tree here is gigantic. There are plenty of regular-sized Christmas trees too. Check out this aisle. It's filled with trees that are ready to install throughout the parks. Most will end up inside stores and restaurants.
How long does it take to set up just one tree? One 65-foot tree?
At least 6.5 hours. At least.
That's not bad. I mean,
Well, that's the average.
Huge. It's a huge tree going up in 6.5 hours. Okay, I have like an 8-foot tree. I'm sorry, I don't get that thing decorated and put up. It's got to take at least 12, 14 hours. You guys are doing this in 6.5 hours? That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So imagine this. You know when you start thinking about your own Christmas? Like around Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
We're finished decorating the Walt Disney World Company.
You guys are really good here, aren't you?
They've got a great process.
You saw this disassembled in the warehouse? It was huge then. Now look at it, 65 feet of crazy Christmas magic. You don't grasp the grandness until you're here. Disney magic at its finest.
Check this out. The newest park, Animal Kingdom, also goes crazy for Christmas. During the holidays, its daily parade transforms from Mickey's Jammin' Jungle Parade to Mickey's Jingle Jungle Parade, filled with lots of Christmas cheer and plenty of favorite Disney characters. Up next, I'll take you inside one of Disney World's most exclusive suites.
Look at all the detail.
To see how it gets draped in holiday grandeur. Plus, you think your hands are full putting up a few strands of holiday lights? Well, meet the wizards who light up an entire castle.
We've covered the castle with an overlay of about a little over 200,000 white LEDs.
And a little later, see how Disney's horticulture team plants holiday cheer throughout the parks.
All of these ornaments, all the shapes, the sizes, the color, they're just incredibly inspiring. I could do some serious decorating with this.
So, well, I got a job for you, if you're offering.
No way. I need details. I need to know the color palette because I know you guys are very specific about everything that you put in every place. Everything's got
The only thing I can tell you is going to be regal.
Ooh.
And we'll need to go pick out the ornaments.
Ooh. You know what? I think these look pretty regal, right?
Those are good. That was
Regal,
a great pick.
good colors.
Those were good.
So you're going to keep this a secret forever? Are you going to tell me?
Okay.
Obviously, this is my tree. It's obviously blank and unfluffed, right?
Yes.
Where is this going?
The Castle Suite at Magic Kingdom.
Really? The Castle Suite?
You will be the first to ever decorate the Castle Suite.
I'm going to cry.
Here, take that.
Okay.
And put both of those wires and wrap it down and around, and then, right, for your placement on how you want it to hang.
Okay, cool. Nice. You wrap it
And
like
don't
many
wrap it
times, or-
over the electric.
Oops.
Glass.
That's glass?
Glass.
This is glass?
This is glass.
I didn't think you guys would use glass anymore. That's
We're phasing out glass.
Do they break? Obviously
They
break
do,
pretty
so
easy.
we have a few spares for replacement.
Looking pretty good.
This is gorgeous.
My specially decorated tree will live inside the most photographed building at Disney World, Magic Kingdom's iconic Cinderella Castle.
Welcome to the top of Cinderella Castle.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Look at all the detail.
Of course, well, nothing but the best for Cinderella's guests.
It's so incredible, I can't even handle it. It's so much more than I thought it was going to be, but it's exactly how it should be. Disney does everything perfect, don't they? Beds are amazing. I mean, look at the ceiling. I'm sure you've seen it 1,000 times, but it's pretty good, right?
Every time you walk through, it's just like the very first time.
Oh my gosh. Love the stained glass. I love all the touches. The floor is amazing. I'm overwhelmed.
Well, let's go ahead and check out the royal parlor.
8 floors up is the beautifully crafted Cinderella Suite. The period design borrows from Charles Perrault's original story set in a 17th century French palace.
Royal parlor it is. Yeah, this is good. And here's my tree. This is a great space saver, a tall skinny tree, so it gives you the impact, especially in a small room like this, without taking up too much space.
Okay,
You
good
digging
tip.
it? Do you like that?
I love it.
Like that tip?
But here's what I'm thinking. Any princess who decorates like this on the inside will blow your mind with her design on the outside, especially during the holidays.
I never knew that you could make the castle look even prettier. Congratulations.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
impressed. Tell me all the details I need to know.
Well, the basic numbers are that we've covered the castle with an overlay of about a little over 200,000 white LEDs.
That's a whole lot of light.
That's a whole lot of lights,
Yeah.
yeah.
60 people worked tirelessly for 3 weeks to lace those 200,000 LEDs and 500 strobe lights through specially dyed fishing nets. The result is remarkably undetectable on the castle walls in the daylight.
When we first turned them on for the very first time in front of the guests, the gasps up and down the street, and you saw people start to tear up, and it was just, yeah, it was kind of a real dream come true moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flip a switch, and it's true magic. Kind of like the original inspiration for the display.
If it's Cinderella's castle that's being lit up like this, why is it being lit up like this? And so we had to come up with the storyline, yeah.
So what's the why?
Well, it really works out great because, you know, the idea is that Cinderella's been asked, how would you like to decorate your castle for Christmas? And she says, well, gosh, you know, one of my most prized possessions, one of my most beautiful possessions is my beautiful glass slipper.
Of course.
Do you think that we could make the castle look and shimmer and shine like my glass slipper? And she goes to the fairy godmother. The fairy godmother says, well, I'll need a little help, but I think I can do it. And she actually stands right there on the balcony and brings the castle to life, one section at a time, by waving her wand.
A wave of the fairy godmother's wand combined with a few sprinkles of enchantment, and the Cinderella castle shimmers and shines like twinkling icicles. It's elegant and mesmerizing and breathtaking and classic for kids of all ages. The holiday at Cinderella Castle is pure Disney magic.
It was all very much about the flow, one piece into the next, and we've chopped up the castle into 105 different circuits to get all those elements to separate, and then we just flow them together as they fade up.
It's remarkable. It's perfect. I mean, everything at Disney is perfect, but this is so perfect and beautiful, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's really good.
You know, I am too. I really enjoyed doing this. Again, the key words for the design were elegant, fluid, organic.
And you've achieved it.
Yeah.
You've gone way beyond, way beyond. It's unreal. I love it.
Thank you.
I do. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Check this out. The Cinderella Castle is surrounded by 74 large LED spotlights that can wash the castle in several colors, or combination of colors. In fact, more colors than your eye can actually see. When we come back, take a few million lights, a Hollywood studio city scene, sync them to music, and see faces light up. This may be the biggest and brightest holiday display you've ever seen.
And it can't help but put you into the spirit of the season.
Plus, 1,000 pounds of honey, 800 pounds of flour, and 35 pounds of spices. See what Disney's whipping up next.
I love using live plants for Christmas. It just really brings that sense of Christmas and that sense of life. Using poinsettias is beautiful. It's a traditional Christmas plant, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's a poinsettia tree, for crying out loud. It's very cool.
Hidden among the trees just south of the Magic Kingdom, hundreds of full-time horticulturists work to maintain millions of flowers and trees for all 43 square miles of the Walt Disney World Resort. But during the holidays, the horticulture team really ramps it up with stunning Christmas displays on a massive scale.
Well, we start for holiday seasons in July. We start putting our ivy skirts together for our baskets. We start making our plans.
And we're talking serious plans. By the time you walk through the gates in December, the pros here will have decorated 4,000 acres of finished landscaping.
I think that the Christmas trees that we put out in our different vignettes, along with the topiaries, even though it's probably going to be 83 and sunny and low humidity, I think it helps bring a feeling on our guests that it's holiday time.
And every holiday season, on top of the thousands of trees, acres of decorations, and miles of sparkling ribbons, Disney brings their characters to life in the form of vibrant holiday topiaries. 200 to be exact. Experts take over 20 varieties of live plants, flowers, mosses, and lichens, and carefully put them into a massive custom welded frame. That takes a green thumb and an artist's touch.
Realize, even though this is a plant, it's still a Disney character, and it has to match the integrity standards that we have for our characters.
And then there are the poinsettias. That's right, these are poinsettias.
We get over 100,000 poinsettias in, well over, every single year. The majority of those actually go into the ground as bedding plants in our different theme parks and resorts. But a large share of them come to the nursery. We'll use them for flower towers, hanging baskets, and poinsettia balls, which of course also go all over property.
And sometimes even Disney underestimates how many they'll need. And when that happens, they head up the road to a local poinsettia producer.
We actually produce poinsettias here about 50 weeks out of the year. There are times of the year where we can have several 100,000 poinsettias here at any one time.
A poinsettia bound for the Walt Disney World Resort begins its journey just as the previous holiday season is coming to a close. They begin as unrooted cuttings shipped from growers in Central America. But don't let the color fool you. These plants will eventually turn red. So forget about pink or white. Disney has learned over the years that the red ones are what guests want to see. It's on their arrival when Disney adds that magic touch. A little imagination and some wizardry transform hundreds of poinsettias into brilliantly festive trees.
This is the start of probably our most unusual product for Christmas, which is our poinsettia balls. We start out with a regular sphagnum basket. We will actually poke holes all through this basket around the side on 2 layers. Take a 4-inch poinsettia and somehow or another feed it through here. You do the whole side and it's just solid red. And then we start basically stacking them up here. So we may use 30 or 40 poinsettias to do this one basket.
People see poinsettias and they get the holiday feel. It's like being up north and seeing snow.
They don't really want it to be 17 degrees, but they want to feel like it's a holiday season. I think it gets guests in that holiday spirit, in that holiday mode, with beautiful weather too.
All right, so there is a national debate going on, and it's really serious. We're taking a poll, actually. Poinsettia or poinsettia?
I say poinsettia.
Really?
I learned in school poinsettia. Down here we say poinsettia. Poinsettia.
Poinsettia.
Right.
I love that. All right.
Yep.
All right. So tell me what you do.
I take care of the grounds here at the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
So flowers, trees, shrubs, grass, that's
You got
what we
your
do.
hands in it, don't you?
Everywhere.
And right now it's points at a time?
It's points at a time. Here at the Magic Kingdom, we have about 25,000 poinsettias that we plant around the park to get ready for Christmas.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
How long does it take you?
It's usually over 2 nights. We have a crew of probably about 30 people who are just planting all over the place.
Okay, so hold on. 25,000 poinsettias. I'm being nice.
Thank you.
In 2 days with only 30 people.
Yep.
That blows my mind. That really does. That's a lot.
We deal with flowers in the tens of thousands, so we're pretty snappy at it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So there's a definite system.
Yes. We kind of break up the park in the beds into sections, so
Okay.
we know we can get done in a day because it has to be ready by park opening the next morning.
Of course.
Right. We are show ready every day, no matter what.
So you would never leave this half undone?
Never, ever, ever.
That would be bad,
It makes it. We want people not to even think that there are gardeners here. This garden just magically happens.
The magic elves come in at night, which is what's happening here,
Right.
and everything looks amazing.
We just work around all this craziness and trucks and high reaches in everywhere
It's pretty
and
impressive.
tuck ourselves in.
Crazy. Well, you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
There is about 1 million people here, and how does everybody know what they're doing? It's kind of crazy.
Every night, we have a list
Is this
of
the list?
all the things that we need to accomplish in one night.
Oh, and, oh my gosh! Look at this list. Lots of things. So everyone knows exactly what's happening.
They do.
Do you know what's happening?
I do.
You do, you know. So how do you divide it? I mean, explain this thing to me, because this looks really confusing.
Well, we have teams. So we'll have 2 teams, and we'll have working foremen, and they will give everybody their assignments for the night. They know where they're going, taking the decor out, pulling it off, laying it out, taking the carts back. We have forklift drivers. We have high reach operators, and everybody has a designated job.
So it's not just about Christmas. It's about taking the current stuff down, putting that away. Does that go back into the Christmas warehouse?
All the carts and everything that we use to transport the decor out here all goes back. So we're turning those trailers over every night, loading up for the next things to happen throughout the schedule.
Up next, get ready for some incredible edibles, Disney style. This is one of how many?
Over 10,000.
See their version of a gingerbread house. And later, what to do if your light display is too big for your neighborhood.
So we called them up and asked them if he'd like to bring his display to Disney's Hollywood studio.
I'll show you how this partnership really works. Disney has established itself as a major player when it comes to larger-than-life gingerbread creations, like these. All right, Christine, show me how it's done. I'm ready to learn.
Okay, what I'm going to show you today is just, we're going to back these shingles. These are shingles that we use on the roof of our gingerbread house that's in the lobby.
It's a big roof, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So what we're going to do is put chocolate on the back of this so that it applies even better. And, of course, it tastes better.
All right, show me how it's done.
I need you to just take this ladle.
Oh, I do this?
And yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
Okay, so you're going to grab that with your left hand.
Wearing white
And
sneakers.
we're going to grab that with your right hand, and you just cradle it on top of there, and then you're going to pour it onto this paper.
Any specific way?
Kind of spread it out along the paper. So we're just going to take those and push them into the chocolate.
I need to have them spaced decently apart, right? So you
Yeah,
can cut
just
around.
enough for the skewer to fit through. See the chocolate
It's already starting to
harden
Yeah, I
out
noticed that it
because
was
this marble's very cold. And you're just going to take the skewer and outline, and this is what separates it from the rest of the chocolate. And we just use a skewer so that it doesn't scratch the tabletop. So once this is set up, then we're just going to separate that from the chocolate.
It looks tasty.
See that?
Wow, that's perfect. This is one of how many?
Over 10,000.
That's insane. In true Disney fashion, they do everything really big. Let's face it, the holiday season without food is like Disney without kids. And nothing screams Christmas cuisine louder than gingerbread, except for maybe gingerbread decorated with children. And that's exactly what the newest display at Disney is all about. Children as seen through the eyes of the late Disney Imagineer, Mary Blair.
Mary Blair is important to the company in that she was one of the artists and colorists that Walt used on films. He really appreciated the style and found a lot of outlets for her style. Small World attraction was one of those.
4.5 decades later, projects are still planned this way. Even the edible ones, like the spanky new gingerbread piece at the Contemporary Resort. You recognize the style? It's themed after the largest mural Mary Blair ever designed from way back in 1971. 18,000 glorious hand-painted tiles depict Native American children loving life. And you can bet the gingerbread tree is just as grand.
So the gingerbread piece this year is a 17-foot Christmas tree, which is 6 feet wide at the base. It's made of a series of layers of shingles that are produced by the bakery group.
The total of the shingles that we'll be using will be 1,100 pieces of it.
And that isn't even the biggest baked good on property. For that, you have to skip on over to the Grand Floridian, where every year they haul out the cranes to create a life-size gingerbread house.
The gingerbread house we're building every year, it's themed to a Victorian style, which our hotel is, and we're building actually the house in the lobby, so it's really becomes really an attraction to our guests. They come here, they sit sometimes for hours watching us and asking questions and those things, you know.
This sugary structure stands 16 feet high, 17 feet wide, and uses 60 sheets of plywood. And inside, there's 80 square feet of retail space to sell. What else? Fresh baked gingerbread. You dieters might want to press mute here. The classic Austrian recipe used for making 10,000 shingles calls for 1,050 pounds of honey, 600 pounds of powdered sugar, 800 pounds of flour, 180 pounds of apricot glaze, 140 pints of egg whites, and 35 pounds of spices.
Well, we start in June already because we make a real gingerbread with honey and flour. So that honey dough has to be made months ahead of time so it can rest. So it is a better quality, so it's not shrinking, it stays exactly the way you cut it.
A few more gingerbread displays to keep an eye out for. In the lobby of Disney's Beach Club Resort, there's a life-size carousel complete with chocolate and fondant ponies. A holiday gazebo can be found at the Boardwalk Resort, and at the Yacht Club, a miniature holiday village with a train. Probably the only thing miniature you'll find at Walt Disney World.
Those shingles that you saw me making, the Grand Floridian sold 9,000 of them. That is a whole lot of gingerbread.
A lot of your traditions here in America started in Germany. Did you know this?
Epcot hosts an international festival of holiday traditions throughout December in World Showcase.
Christmas in Norway is my favorite time of the year.
All of the 11 countries' exhibits are adorned with traditional holiday decor, and several include themed storytellers.
Well, gather around, everyone. It's time for storytelling right here in Canada.
Up next, I get to flip the switch on the most massive light display you've ever seen.
3, 2, 1.
These have got to be the coolest lights I've ever seen in my life. They're so fun. And they're so bizarre and big. I remember using the originals, like the real small ones, on our old Christmas tree back when I was growing up, but now you guys have blown them up. Where are these going?
These are on Minnie's house. We call them C50s.
Of course they are. They're glittery, they're pink, they're fantastic. Of course Minnie would have.
Yes.
That's awesome. How many lights do you guys have, like in all of the parks and resorts? I mean, it's got to be millions, right?
Yes, millions.
Do you have any idea? Do you count?
Well, the iCountries themselves have over 5,000.
That's insane. How about the craziest area for lights? I mean, the most concentrated.
I would have to say that is Spectacle of Dancing Lights.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
You haven't seen it at all?
I hear it's insane. I haven't seen it.
I can't tell you about it because you have to see it. Awesome. You can't even describe it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
It's the middle of the night on the streets of America in Disney's Hollywood Studios. These workers are preparing to install what has become one of Disney's most popular holiday attractions.
We were looking for kind of our signature event for the studio for the holiday season, and we actually heard about a a businessman in Little Rock, Arkansas, who had put up 3.5 million lights on his house.
Jennings Osborne rigged the dazzling display for his daughter, Breezy. However, the display proved to be a little too elaborate for his neighborhood.
The Supreme Court of Arkansas had ruled that he had to turn it off. It could no longer be a display.
But as the story made national news, a light bulb went on at Disney's Hollywood studios.
So we called him up and asked him if he'd like to bring his display to Disney's Hollywood studios. And as he likes to say, and I like to say, it was the fairy tale ending to his story, because he loved it and we love it, and it's been a great partnership ever since 1995.
Since moving here, the Osborne spectacle of dancing lights has expanded, becoming even more brilliant.
There are approximately 5 million lights in the display. We kept adding and adding and adding, so we're over 5 million lights. We really don't know quite how many we have.
It now takes 30 people, more than 20,000 man and woman hours to set up.
I need you to go up and work on the window up there on the balcony.
It really is the crew that really makes this really, really special.
We haven't put the spirit candle up in the window yet,
right,
but that's a prop, so we haven't got the props installed yet.
As you can see just by looking at these lights, the detail that they take. They wrap the lights around all the different architectural, outlines of the buildings, the windows, the door frames, the molding.
This dedicated crew works overnights from August to November, hanging and wrapping lights. Along the way, hooking up more than 35 miles of extension cords.
The one great thing about the display this year, this is our first year that we are 100% LED. And we're very happy about that, because obviously when the display was all incandescent, the consumption of power was extreme. And now I'm happy to say that we've cut our power consumption usage for the display by over half.
This is where I program all the lights from, and I'm getting ready to turn on the street, just test everything to make sure everything's working right now, and then start programming and working on the songs that we do. So right now I'm just going to bring everything up, have everything on this fader right here. Here now we can just take a look around the street, and all the guys go test all the circuits and make sure if any circuits are out. We have a lot of rain and water out here that affects things sometimes, but they're really quick to fix it so that the show doesn't go down.
Wow, now that's what I call a light show. Talk about your Americana Christmas light display.
And I always want to give tremendous credit to the crew, because they're the ones that really go through the extra mile in the detail and the creativity to make it truly spectacular. And Jennings Osborne, every year when he comes out and he walks the street, he just can't help but be overwhelmed by it all. He still can't believe that it's still going strong and that millions of people come out and see it every year. It's a holiday experience. We have it snowing. We have great Christmas music going. The lights dance. They're choreographed. There's 5 great Christmas songs. And it can't help but put you into the spirit of the season.
And guess what? I'm the lucky one who gets to turn it on for the first time this year.
You guys got to help me count down from 3, okay? You guys ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Don't go anywhere. Our grand holiday finale is coming up. It is in the middle of the night, and there is some serious action going on here at the Magic Kingdom. We have dancers dancing behind us. We have plants being ripped out, new ones being put in, and Christmas decorations going up everywhere. And in just a few short hours, this place will be transformed into Disney Christmas magic. From the designs and coordination that started months ago, the miles of ribbon, the millions of lights, the semi-trucks of trees and topiaries, and the heart and soul of hundreds, if not thousands of cast members, all converge at this gateway to the holidays.
Just ensuring that everyone's successful, that's the main goal, because it's about entertainment, what we do. So if we're all working together, everyone's successful. So then our guests are happy.
For 1 second, the park is quiet, and then it happens. The trees roll in, the garland and the armatures and an army of decorators, by foot, trucks, lifts, dollies, and even cranes. Suddenly, Main Street, USA goes from a beautiful fall day to a holiday showpiece, with garland and wreaths hanging from above and splashes of holiday cheer everywhere. What were once beds of flowers and ornamentals are suddenly transformed into a collage of giant wooden soldiers, candy canes, and poinsettias in the ground and crafted into massive 7-foot trees to welcome visitors to the Magic Kingdom. Guests take pictures with a holiday backdrop of a garland-covered Main Street station. Over in Disney's Epcot, tomorrow's visitors will be greeted by a giant 60-foot holiday tree without the slightest hint of what went on all night behind the scenes. The whimsy of street corners and Disney's Hollywood studios suddenly explode into a massive and mesmerizing display of Osborne holiday lights, all reflected in looks of wonder.
I love the connection that we have to the feeling that this was part of the Americana display of Christmas. And we try to keep it alive every single year here. And it's a great place to come celebrate.
And in the Magic Kingdom, with the wave of a magical wand, the Cinderella Castle transforms into a stellar explosion of wonder and lights.
Here's the major icon of the park. We can't do anything on it that isn't going to be classic and wonderful and elegant and magical.
And just like that, you're enveloped in the magic of the holidays, Disney style. Hope you enjoyed going behind the magic. I know I did.